gotta stop doing this. You're the person you are today because of how you speak to yourself. If you don't know why you are where you are right now in your life, let me tell you, you talk yourself here, whether internally or externally, intentional or unintentionally. Think about it. Conversations with family and friends, they matter, but the most important conversation that you'll ever have outside of conversations with God is the one you have with yourself. Because
He is absolutely right. He is absolutely right. Um, I think one thing that definitely doesn't get emphasized enough in our people, or really in general, as people, specifically men, is how important your self talk is. Because you're just kind of told to just, whatever you're feeling, to just take it on the chin and keep pushing, which I don't largely disagree with, but it's hard to go through the bullshit that life comes with if you don't have positive affirmations that you say to yourself daily. I'll give an example. A few years back, 2023, well, not a few years back, but back in 2023, when me and my family were going through our homelessness spell, one of the things that I felt like really lit a fire under me and was able, and what made me feel like I was able to go to work and go through the 10, 12-hour shifts was how I was talking to myself. I changed how I thought, right? I stopped letting myself be drained by the day, and I started fueling myself with positive words. And before you know it, my life started reflecting positive outcomes. I had found a place to stay. My mom had found a place to stay. My mom had got a new car. That car to this day is actually now my car. Like ripple effect after ripple effect after ripple effect. Um, After I changed the way that I was talking to myself, and you'd be surprised how just 2 to 3, I'd say take 2, maybe 3, 5 minutes in the morning. Be your own I'm trying to think of be your own mascot, man. You should be your biggest supporter, your biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? Be your own hype man. That's what I was thinking about. Your hype man. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact of the matter is nobody else is gonna do that for you, right? The closest thing you might get to that is maybe a wife, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody gets that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important, man. The relationship you have with yourself goes way beyond just physical and what you eat and what you consume. I'd say most of it is most of it is your mental. Most of it is what's going on up here, because what's going on up here is actually what you know reflects what's going on outside. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's important you got to take care of yourself, man, in every single aspect.
because every day you're telling yourself something, and whether you realize it or not, those words are pushing you towards a destination. The question
And
is,
actually, you know what? Real quick, this is how powerful self talk is. Self talk is so powerful that you reciting the words to certain music can influence you to do the things that the lyric says. Our community has that really bad, which is why we can't listen and consume gangster music without then becoming a gangster ourselves in our everyday life. This literally happens, and that's living proof. You know what I mean? Somebody listens to an NBA YoungBoy song, and before you know it, they feel like sliding. I've seen it before. I've seen it happen. I felt it. I used to, man, let me tell you something. I used to listen to YoungBoy every. I used to wrestle, right? So every time we went to a wrestling meet, YoungBoy was in my ears, just getting me hyped up, getting me charged up, because his music gets you in that certain mode. You know what I mean? So, but outside of certain settings, listening to that kind of music, you get programmed to want to do some of the things that the music talks about. And I don't think people talk about how strongly that impacts you.
is is it where you want to go? If you tell yourself you can't do something, eventually you will believe it. The longer you feed yourself those lies, the harder it is to break free. But here's the good news. There's always good news. You can rewire it. You can start replacing those negative thoughts with intentional positive thoughts.
And he's right. And like I said, what that starts with, what that starts with really depends up to you, right? If you want to take 2 to 5 minutes every morning and just talk about how awesome you are in the mirror, do that. If you want to, if you're more on the more religious side and you want to pray and you ask God to uplift you, and that's your positive talk for the day, do that as well. But either way, start incorporating affirmations. Even if you already think that you're that guy, even if you think that you're, you know what I'm saying, life can't get any better. Life will get so much better when you start. Like, don't call yourself an idiot. Don't change the way that you speak too, right? So, like he said, you don't want to say things like I can't or can't. Like, can't should not be in your vocabulary. There's nothing that you can't do. This is how you have to think, and this is how you have to start talking to yourself too. So instead of I can't do something, it's like, dang, how can I do something? Right? Like, how can I do that thing? It's not I can't build a house with my bare hands. This is an extreme example, but how can I build a house with my bare hands? You know what I'm saying? I think once people start changing the way that they think and how they speak to themselves, a, a lot more people would have a lot more positive outcomes. But it starts with you.
I'm not saying it's easy because I wrestle with this too, but I know it's possible because the way you talk to yourself is the way you shape confidence, your future, and your life. So stop tearing yourself down. Start building yourself up, one thought at a time. I want you to comment self-talk if you're ready to change the way you speak to yourself.
I agree. I should do that down in the
Break
comment
free.
section, man. Comment self talk if you ready to talk to yourself better, man. But and something else that he talked in about in the video that I completely agree with is the subconscious, man. There are so many things that go on subconsciously in your brain that you probably don't even realize it, right? And one of those things is negative self talk. And like he said, it's not gonna be an easy process to unwire it, but um it is possible to replace bad habits with new good habits, and that's all you have to do. But you have to make a conscious effort to do so, because if you don't, then it is what it is. And like I said, during my homelessness stretch, if I wouldn't have changed the way that I thought about our situation, if I wouldn't have changed the way that I thought about myself and talked to myself, I mean, literally, I would be walking through work just saying, like, yeah, I'm the man. Like, I'm that guy. Like, this is gonna work out, and da da da. Like, just positivity, positivity, positivity. And then for the next 6 months after the homelessness stretch, it was nothing but positive things. Got my own place. Mom got her own place. Got my car. Got a girlfriend. Like, so many positive things happened after I started talking to myself way more positively. And I thank God for all the things that happened afterwards too, man. But as always, I would like to know your guys' thoughts on this situation. Do you guys practice positive self-talk, affirmations, whatever it may be for you guys? I would love to know your methods as well. Please share what it is that you do to positively uplift yourself, man, because people should take care of themselves. People should talk to themselves respectfully. Treat yourself with respect. Too often we treat others with more respect than we treat ourselves. And quite frankly, it's disrespectful to you because you're great, man, or woman, or whoever's watching this video. But that is your boy D. Of course, credit will always be back to the original content creator in the description below. It's your boy D. I'm gone.